The Green Team, only on Siobhan Live.
Welcome back to the programme. I'm joined by Professor Jan Grainger of Murdoch University and also a student of the university, Jan Jamil, and we're finding out about two of the courses that are running at the university regarding the environment. There's an environmental management course and sustainable development course. I just quickly wanted to bring up a point, though, that was raised just during the break there with Professor Grainger about the importance of environmental education and the fact that you were saying it's quite positive. You're seeing a lot more demand for it, a lot more people wanting to maybe incorporate environment into the curriculum, the already fixed curriculum, or if there's space, if there's finances, etc., have a separate class or something for it. But I also wanted to put maybe a question out to our listeners to ask them. Of course, the school year has just started. It's all kind of gung-ho. I think everyone's still really enthusiastic about getting up and going to school. I'm just wondering, for parents and teachers and maybe even students listening this afternoon, would you like to have a specific class, or would you like to have more environmental education incorporated into what you're learning at school? What do you think? Would you like to have more of it? It might not mean getting more homework, so don't worry if you say yes. But just have a bit more aspects to maybe even a book in your literature course about, there's so many wonderful books being written about the environment, or geography, of course, is a fantastic example of that as well. I mean, as an academic professor, I mean, what do you think? Is it possible? It's a lot of work, I think, but would you recommend that? Would you like to see that happening?
I certainly would. And, a little while back, a couple of years back, maybe the last decade, being green has impacted on every aspect of our lives. We worry about water shortages. We know we've been through power shortages. We realise that there are food shortages and cost of food's going up. All of these things are impacting on us as we become more and more global, as the world shrinks. I think students would probably like to know about, every time you take a flight on a jet aircraft, you are contributing to emissions. And we were talking earlier about a tax. People are paying a voluntary tax now. There are mechanisms whereby you can make a contribution to an environmental cause when you buy your air ticket. You can pay 10% of this. That's voluntary. But another important aspect of it is that no matter what business people go into when they leave school, no matter what field they enter, they're going to have to know something about the environment and how being green can benefit the planet and their business themselves and their children and grandchildren.
Yeah. So it's vital, really. I suppose it's not even a question, but we'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Would you like to see more environmental awareness being brought into the education system, be it just being on a general basis for the school, or actually incorporated into the curriculum? We'd love to hear from you on 4001. And I suppose just another point on that is about empowering people to be able to make choices. And if you take perhaps the food industry as an example of people, maybe asking more questions about what they're eating and why they're eating it, and why we only be given limited choices about what we can eat. But you're not going to start asking those questions probably unless you know more about the whole bigger picture. Precisely. So it's about empowering people, isn't it, I suppose? Yeah. Well, we've got a call coming through. Let's see. You've got your headsets on, so you're all set. Let's see who's joining us. Maybe we've got a comment from one of our listeners. And they've just gone. Do you call us back? If that was you, 4001, that's our text message. 431010 is the phone number. Well, let's go across now and actually bring in Jan, who is a student at Murdoch. First question, Jan, why? Why did you decide that this was a subject or subjects that you wanted to know more about?
Well, honestly, I didn't feel like I fit into any of the other courses in university. I was looking at what I should study because I'm not an engineer, I'm not an IT person. I wasn't too crazy about always sitting in an office and doing desk work. So when I was looking at all the courses that were provided in the UAE, I came across environmental management. And I actually wanted to look more into it. And once I did, I found out that it was quite an interesting course. It is something that caught my attention because it has a lot of future potential. So even if I wasn't sure then what I would be studying in the course, I did want to learn more into it. And that led me to my internship that was environmentally related, so I could see if I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. So from that point on, I was quite sure that just to help myself and help, the people who live in this country and everywhere in the world. The more you know about the environment, the more you can help. Even if I don't end up living here in the UAE for the rest of my life or working here, just the personal ethics I learned that are environmentally related, I can take them wherever I go. So I can distribute that in my house, in my workplace, and just studying about it changes your everyday habits.
Okay. And were you already, do you feel, or how would you rate yourself as being on the environmentally aware or conscious, well, I don't know what you call it, ecometer?
Honestly, I have to say I'm not fully there yet. There is more that I would like to do myself, but I think just knowing about it and wanting to do something about it is a big deal. It's a lot more than other people do. A lot of people are aware of it, they're conscious, but they don't, they somehow don't see how it reflects on them. They look around them, they see, oh, there's a recycle bin, but they don't actually feel that they're the ones that have to go and do something about it. So I personally think just because I know about it and I'm studying it, which makes me more of an expert in the future, makes a big deal, even with the people that I will surround myself with. So I'm not quite there, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. What have been some of the aspects of the course that you've really enjoyed?
Well, I actually like the mixture, because once I was told about the course and it was like environmental management and sustainable development, I wasn't too sure what I'd be studying. But the fact that I get a little bit of business management and development and then the science part of the environmental courses, I just like how it's a great variety, but at the same time there's a core subject. So just that mix that I get by studying the environment is what I like the most.
I mean, the environment is a massive, well, it's not too big a word really, but I mean, when you say the environment, can you break it down for us a little bit?
The environment, I feel that the environment is, there are two aspects. You have the personal aspect and then the natural aspect. So when you want to be environmentally friendly, you are also talking about nature, but at the same time it's just the places you're most at, if it's your house or if it's your office, or it's just those two. So when you study environmental management, you learn about the natural part and how you can actually help with the climate change and the global warming. You learn all about that, but at the same time you learn about your personal space and how what you do around your house as a result affects the environment. So
it's kind of bridging the two in some way,
exactly.
to sort of understanding that what you do on the environment obviously has a massive impact and can react and come back onto you, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So how do your friends feel about it? Are they interested in knowing more about the environment? Are they?
A lot of people question why I'm doing it, because the majority of my friends actually aren't. I would have to say I'm one of the very few who decided to do environmental management, and so many people ask me, but what are you going to study? Whether it's an elderly person or just my friends in university, what kind of career do you have if you study environmental management? And I said, well, I can do basically everything I want to do, because not only does it take you places in any field of work, because of the way that the world is turning to being eco-friendly, you can really do whatever you want with it. So from working in an office to working on field to just going around the world and helping other, let's say, companies that are trying to turn green. As long as you have the knowledge, you can do anything in that direction, which means all aspects of industry and all categories of work.
Well, we're going to get some more details about the course itself, and just, I think, perhaps some more information about what you're learning, what you'd like to see changing. What are some of the biggest challenges you think that the world faces today, and about your internship and what changes you made already in the environment that we live in. That's all coming up. Why not join us on 4001? We're putting out a question also to you this afternoon. How important is environmental education? Do you think there should be more education, perhaps within schools, or even just on a general education, work education basis, maybe within the offices as well? Would you like to see more environmental education happening within the UAE, either incorporated into curriculums or as a separate study course from kindergarten up to university? What do you think? 4001. We will be back with more on the Green Team after the news.